Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome back to Morningwood Academy, where we dive deep into men's health and personal transformation. Today, we're talking about something that we all face, fear. But I know what you're thinking, like, what could be scary about solving PIED and just living a normal life? And that's a fair question, because a lot of the times, guys don't even realize what's keeping them from moving forward. I mean, it's obvious that they don't desire a tube of Go-Gurt between their legs during happy time with the wife, but they still aren't doing what it takes to actually see the long-term results. Some of this is adding in certain behaviors, but the other part of this is cutting out the dangerous ones that actually cause the issue. And men find it harder to cut out those bad habits, and today I want to talk about why that is. So, since we're dealing with some subconscious fears, I want to bring them up so you can see for yourself if these actually might resonate with you. All right, specifically, there's 3 types of fear that can hold you back from reversing your PIED and living your best life. And it's crucial that you understand these and evaluate them for yourself to see if they're real for you or if you're just too scared for other reasons. All right, let's dive in. First up, the first one is the fear of loss. Now, this is a big one, and it's actually extremely potent because most guys don't even see the connection between why they would be afraid of loss. Like, why would losing PIED be a bad thing, right? Well, let me tell you what's going on. You're afraid that by making these huge changes in your life, that it's going to threaten your current comfort zone. And if you are going to reverse your porn-induced erectile dysfunction, there's an extremely high probability that you might have to give up porn, right? You might have to give that up to reverse porn-induced erectile dysfunction. And perhaps right now, despite the uncomfortability of your situation, you've been in the comfort zone of your living room for the past few years, with a nightly ritual of watching the montage of your favorite scenes. This is your intimate time. These girls will never reject you or talk negatively to you when you go soft right in the middle of a scene. They don't even feel jealous or bad when you skip from one girl to the next. They just want you to be happy. They want to please you. And this seems so much more satisfying than going out into the real world and facing possible rejection. So in a way, you're losing your entire sense of what's become your only intimate connection to women for years. I know this because this was my reality. I didn't want to go out there and talk to women. I've had enough heartache and rejection around my soft penis. All right, things were so much easier just spending time with my ladies on the screen. And what this ultimately boils down to, this fear of loss, is that I was losing my sense of control. Okay, I'm a man, right? I don't even want to go out there and meet women. I'm choosing to stay in this house and jerk off with a soft penis. I'm choosing the scenes that I get to watch. I needed to pretend that I at least had some control of something in my life. You know, if I changed up my life, I'm not going to have the same control that I do now, and that scares the shit out of me. What if I reverse my PIED and I have to go out there and date? What if I get rejected? What if she tells my friends and I lose my reputation and they laugh at me? What if? What if? What if? I guess my emotional state just feels safer if I self-sabotage. At least I can maintain some sense of control in my life. You know what I mean? Do you think that this fear of loss in some form or another could be holding you back? Do you fear things outside of your control, outside your comfort zone? Leave a comment below if you fear anything like this related to your PIED, and I'll try to help you overcome it, all right? Because yes, when you reverse your PIED, you will give up your current way of life. Maybe it's porn, but maybe it's highly stimulating video games or other dopamine-seeking habits that you're used to, like dating apps or mindless scrolling every night. Those things are not helping with this issue either. I talk more about visual and emotional desensitization in another video. I'll leave a link in the video description below. But here's the thing about this self-manufactured fear of loss. What if I told you that what you stand to gain from these changes far outweighs what you lose? What if I told you that actually reversing your PIED is probably the best thing and the smartest thing you could do for your future, period? Think about it. How would your relationship improve? Or if you're single, imagine navigating the dating world, fully knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. And because you can show up fully in your life again, you find your dream girl. Imagine the life you can have when you live with a newfound sense of self-worth and stronger erections. Sounds pretty good, right? There's an acronym I learned from my mentor, Brennan Burchard. It's not really a word, but RWID. And it stands for Relative Weight of Importance and Duration. This is where you need to look at the long-term view for your life. Ask yourself, what's best for me in the long run? Can you say that keeping your PIED is actually going to allow you to live your best life? Can keeping your current comfort zone exactly as it is now, will that help your relationship or your prospects of a healthy relationship? Do you feel that if you removed porn or whatever your dopamine overload is, would your life improve in the long run? Or would things get worse? Are you afraid of what your life would be like? Are you afraid of that loss? Mark Twain once said, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear." So let's master this fear by changing our focus to the gains of making this awesome shift rather than the losses. Because let's be honest, no one ever looked back on their life and said, "I wished I spent more time on Pornhub." The next type of fear is the fear of hardship. All right, think about it. This path to reversing PIED, it's filled with these emotional obstacles. You have to develop discipline and willpower. And I'm not gonna lie, it's challenging. You already know whatever your level of struggle is with this. Some guys have been struggling for years and still haven't gained any ground on reversing this. So you just say to yourself, this is hard. And instead of continuing to smash your head against a brick wall and expecting different results, you just give up and you say, I'm not trying this again. And sometimes, you feel like you're not worthy or deserving of this change. You might think, I've tried and I've failed so many times. I'm just not good enough. I am not enough. Maybe you've been here. Maybe you've told yourself that you were never gonna look at porn ever again, only to relapse the very next day, and then the next day. And this becomes an endless cycle. And this is really a difficult place to be because that helpless feeling, like, what's the use? I'm just gonna fail anyways. But brother, I want you to hear me on this. Nothing in your life worthwhile is ever easy. All right, if it was easy, it wouldn't be affecting tens of millions of men around the world. So, you want to know how to overcome this fear of hardship? Well, first of all, you must have a true target in sight, a plan of action. You haven't been able to float down the stream of least resistance into your strongest directions. Actually, quite the opposite. You've let this path of least resistance lead you to a place where your erection quality is suffering so bad, you're not even sure what to do. Well, this is what you do. Identify the North Star for you. And when you know what that really is, and you have the steps laid out in front of you to get there, all right, maybe we even work together, or maybe you ask for someone else for help. Either way, it's fine as long as you're moving forward. But then you have to allow yourself to bring joy into your life. Live in the moment and saddle up for whatever it takes to change your circumstances. Put one step in front of the other. And brother, this This requires effort. No more drifting. And I'm not even sorry. All right, but most importantly, find the joy in the journey. Bring the joy, manufacture more joy and love into your life, and focus on honoring the struggle. What else are you gonna do? Sit on your couch and rot? No, get back up and find joy in the process of improving yourself and manufacturing your own results, and not settling for whatever life delivers onto you on a silver platter. As Viktor Frankl said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we're challenged to change ourselves. Embrace this hardship as part of your journey. Become more than you've ever been. And remember, this struggle is temporary, but the rewards on the other side of this are permanent. And hey, if Frodo could make it to Mount Doom with a bunch of orcs chasing him, you can definitely make it through this. All right, man, so finally, number 3, the third fear is the fear of the outcome. Guys would say, well, what if the grass isn't really greener? What if things don't turn out that well? What if we're having sex and she wants me to do the things that I don't know how to do and I look like a failure? Is it even worth putting in this much effort? This is a common fear, and it can be paralyzing because the man you're showing up as today in your life, you're focused on instant gratification, the quick fix, the easy button. But what I'm talking about, becoming the man who creates better and better circumstances in his life. Okay, the grass isn't greener? We'll start watering it a little more often. Your erections aren't as strong as you want yet? Well, this is 100% in your control. Stick to the repeatable blueprint and just watch what happens. I know what the results are for me and my other students, okay? You're not special. Your blood is just as blue as mine. You are not special, right? Your case is not special. I've seen it all. And when you follow these steps, 100%, your erections will come back. So, in the meantime, to counter this fear, you gotta practice detachment. You have to trust that whatever your higher power is, fate, God, or the universe, will take care of you while you're still trying to improve. Your journey has led you to me, right? You're still watching this right now. That means that you're trusting that I know what the hell I'm talking about and that I can help you down the road. Listen to me on this. Don't worry about the results today or tomorrow or next week. Just keep taking steps. Lao Tzu said, do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. Most guys out here, they don't want to do the work, and then they still complain about their lack of results. They stress about their PIED, but they've never even booked a call to find out how they could actually overcome it. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Trust that as long as you're willing to put in the effort, things will work out the way that they're supposed to. And remember, the journey is just as important, or I'd say even more important than the destination. If you keep taking steps, eventually you'll get there, even if the path looks different than you expected. Just remember to look for the joy in the process. Understand that you're leveling up, and it's not supposed to be easy. Just let's take the gym, all right? Lifting heavy weights isn't supposed to be easy, but when you look back after a couple months of consistency, it's easy to see that it was worth all the struggle. You're becoming better, stronger, creating your healthiest erections of your entire life. Just don't give up. You're so close. If you need that little push forward, you can book a call. All right, I can give you an action plan specifically for your situation, and I can help keep you accountable along the journey. I'll leave a link in this description. So bro, there you have it. 3 major fears of why men don't reverse their PIED and how to overcome them. The fear of loss, the fear of hardship, and the fear of the outcome. By focusing on what you have to gain, By working off a proven plan while bringing joy into your journey and detaching from the outcome while continuing to take steps, you can overcome these fears and move towards reversing your PIED and living your best life. My question for you, brother, is how bad do you actually want this outcome? A small amount? It'd be nice to have, but not worth actually changing for? Or maybe you're in a place where you'd do anything to solve this, like I was. For guys who know it's just simply time to get their life back on track, I'm happy to have a call with you and listen to your story and see where I can help. Until then, remember that these tips just aren't for reversing PIED. They're for any serious issue or decision that you might be struggling with, because these fears will show up, especially when you're trying to live a more fulfilling and disciplined life. Brother, if you found this video helpful, erect the thumbs up and stimulate that subscribe button, and leave me a comment below about which fear you're going to tackle first. I hope that you got value from this, brother. I'm here if you have any questions, and as always, much love.